A lesson that I think I'm being taught, or at least that's the lesson I'm taking from the experiences that have been happening to me the last few days, is that discipline is really just the continuous making of a decision. For so much of my life, I really disliked myself. At a fundamental level, I think the core of that dislike for myself was a lack of discipline. Like, I would really want to do something, really want to stick to a thing and be like, I'm gonna do it this time. This time I've got the willpower and I'll be able to power through and keep going through. And then again and again, I would find myself on the other side of it having given up, or perceiving that I had given up. And so that would like hurt inside. Why don't I have the willpower? Why can't I have the discipline to make the changes in my life that I want? That's the only thing holding me back. If only I had discipline, I could do anything, because I could set my mind to something, use that discipline, and do it. And I was so convinced that it had to do with how much willpower you have, and that there's a certain like strength inside that once you're there, like it's like you're building a muscle. Once you finally built it enough, then you'll be able to just make the right decision and persevere and be able to deny yourself what you want always. But denying what you want is illogical to you. And the thing is, a lot of the time what you want isn't actually what's good for you, because you don't perceive your best interests, but it's illogical to say that I want something and therefore I won't have it. That does not follow logic. So with that perspective, with that in mind, the whole game then becomes around gaining the correct perspective. Learning what you really want. And then getting what you want. With all the fire in your heart. It was never discipline I lacked. It was the lack of presence to always be in this moment, reminding myself what I want and reminding myself how to get it. So much of my life I would want shamefully. I would never say or feel my desires with my full self, because part of me felt that there was corrupt intentions deep down. And the more and more I've grown and started to look at that, no, they didn't exist. Just the possibility for those things to exist existed. Sorry, there's mosquitoes everywhere. But I never actually wanted any of those malicious intentions to occur. I was always just afraid that being unstoppable and having the absolute power that is the entire universe behind you I would abuse that power because it looks like so many people in the world abuse the power that they have. And why would I be any more special? Can I be trusted with true power? Certainly not. I'm just me. Never really judging, though. Never really judging. Never really perceiving the reality of the situation. If your heart is pure and you really want good things to happen, you can make that happen. It just needs to be a continuous choice. A lack of discipline, for myself at least, the source of it was always my inability to stay present in the moment, focused on what I wanted because of this fear. And again, I would distract myself intentionally, funnily, unintentionally, kind of tricking myself into not realizing I'm distracting myself, but all the while doing it so I don't have to face this potential fear that I'm this bad person. But in that distraction, eventually not being able to follow through with the decisions that I wanted to make in the first place. Like, I wasn't present to make the vote on whether or not to continue that decision. You know, in video games where it's like a dialogue-based game and you've only got like 10 seconds to pick an option, and then sometimes if you don't do anything by that time, it's just like you're silent, and then that is kind of its own option and things proceed from there. Usually bad because you weren't an active participant in the story. That's what would happen. I would make a commitment to do something again and again and again, and then it's so all up in my head that I'm not going to be able to stay to this commitment. That I just avoid it altogether. And then wake up a few months later like, oh man, I really got to make this commitment again. And the cycle repeats and repeats and repeats. But the last few days, I have been very continually present and making the right decision has just kind of been obvious because it just is the right thing to do and the easiest thing to do in almost every situation. And I say almost for no reason. I can't think of a situation when being a good person wasn't the easiest thing to do. It's funny how easy things become when you just kind of allow yourself to go with the stream. Like you're fighting so hard against the current. You're so strong, and you do have a strong will. That is undeniable. You have a very strong will. You're just using it for the wrong thing. You're using it against your own best interests. And then the moment you're with the current, you have the whole power of the current plus that will to something greater that branches out infinitely on its own, becoming its own thing. I hope this isn't distracting, all this waving away I'm doing. Yeah, this just keeps coming up. I mean, it's a good thing to be learning. Like, I feel like I have the willpower that I always wanted. And early days. This is but like 3 days in, so you never know. But a lot of this is what will you allow to be true? And at least right now, I'm of the mind that I'm allowing this to be a very dramatic, permanent change. All I have to do is keep making the decision that I want this to be a dramatic, permanent change. Because that's what I want more than anything else in the world, you see. That is true, and I can't like lose focus of that fact. If I do, then I'll likely lose my willpower and find myself back off the trail. The good news is, at least now it seems that I realize that it's just a decision again and again and again. Perpetually, and even if you fall off the wagon, so to speak, you can get back on immediately as if you never strayed off your path. You've never done anything wrong. You can never do anything wrong. You can do good, you can love, you should love. It feels so good to share love. But nothing is held against you if you don't. Because you will change your mind. You will make a permanent decision one day. It's up to you. I feel like I end a lot of my videos that way, but it is true. Like, what's stopping you? Truly, what's stopping you? What could possibly be more important? It's only a matter of time. Love you. Peace.